So we're here with Vic at All City Animal Trapping, and today I wanted to talk about the subject of dead animal in a wall. So this is something that I think is interesting because um, you know, if you have a dead animal in the wall and you don't know that it's there, it's kind of weird to begin with. Um, let's start off with, what do you do if you find out that you have dead animals in your walls?
I mean, usually you start to make some calls. Usually, what happens is you might hear something, and then you start questioning if you heard something or not. But whatever it was stopped making the noise because they died, and then a few days later you start smelling something, and then that's when you say, well, that makes sense because I heard something, a few days ago, and that's kind of when a lot of times when people call us, they say, I just got I had the gas company come out or I had a plumber come out and they're all telling me it's a dead animal. And then I found you guys. So when can you come? That kind of thing. So,
Okay. So when they're hearing things in the walls and they're not thinking it's ghosts or anything.
yeah, I mean, yeah, if it dies and you kind of start to question yourself, but
Yeah.
then you remember you heard something and then now you smell it. So it makes sense.
How do they get there? Like how are they making their way into the walls of your house?
So it all depends on where the opening is. If the opening's on the roof, then they got into the attic and fell, from the attic into the wall and couldn't climb back out and ended up passing that way. A lot of times animals will find an opening in the wall or something from the outside and get somewhere and get sandwiched somewhere and get stuck and not be able to find their way out, or they can't turn around inside the wall to go the way they came, and it's almost impossible for them to back up the entire way out. So
Mhm.
it can be different. Some homes are built where the walls are accessible through the crawl space under the house, and they kind of climb a wire or a AC ducting into the wall or electrical or something to get to access that part of the wall, and then they're not able to get dropped down and come back out, and then they get stuck. So I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities.
And I'm assuming the people that call you, one of the other things that tips them off maybe is the fact that there's some kind of odor coming from
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Sure, sure. And then it's only going to get stronger. Usually, it might start a little faint at first, and then a lot of our customers, they say they can't sleep in their own house and they got to get a hotel or something like that. It becomes really
Wow.
strong. So
And usually, there are all kinds of animals and sizes and shapes and everything, but generally, how long does it take for an animal that's, a dead animal that's in your wall to start to smell?
usually it's a couple days. Just takes to get to that certain stage of decomposition, and that's whatever the animal is. It just however much it weighs, and what shape it was in, that kind of thing. And then if it's in the summer, obviously it's going to start smelling a lot quicker than if it was cold outside. And then that smell just permeates throughout your house, definitely in whatever area it is the strongest. But most of the time you don't even want to be in there if that's
Yeah.
all you can smell. Just makes it really uncomfortable.
It's got to be pretty strong since it's going through the walls, the odor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if it's in your AC duct or heater, every time you turn it on, you're going to smell it,
Yeah.
and strong because it's pushing the air through.
And I guess these days with COVID, something that always comes to mind is germs and things like that. Um,
Absolutely.
to your knowledge, if there's a dead animal in a wall of your house, over time, uh, can you get sick from that? Just breathing that in?
I mean, to breathe it in, I'm sure would take a lot, but we've had instances where pulled dead rodents out of dishwashers and out of the stoves and ovens and the broiler on the bottom of your oven, or you know what I mean, and had to pull them from the wall and see a nest down there. And I'm sure if it's ingested, obviously it'd be very harmful to you, but sometimes it can be accidental and you didn't really know it was there. So I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities with the different bacteria, different animals. if that animal happened to eat some rat poison that a neighbor left outside or something, and then it found its way in your home and died in your dishwasher. You know what I
That's a
mean?
problem. Yeah.
That's it can be a very big problem. That's not I don't think a very common thing, but it's definitely something you got to think about when it comes to protecting your home and the health of your family and all that stuff.
Absolutely. So how can people find you?
On our website, it's www.allcityanimaltrapping.com.
Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions on the subject, if somebody wants to call you right away and get immediate answers and possibly service, is this something that you offer?
Absolutely. We're open every day, including weekends and holidays, and the phone is always on. So just give us a call anytime.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Vic.
No problem. Thank you.